ought to teach all of our
So
children
that's
to protect
exactly what happens.
themselves.
Exactly what we create comes to happen.
Yeah, it's come back.
Well, it talks about the four different concepts.
What key are you doing it in?
I play on one fret.
The Ballad of Ecosia.
I chant to this. I have a chant that I made up, you know. I only started playing guitar a year ago when my son died. And I don't play like anybody else plays. I play with both hands. So I've got lots of possibilities.
Well, as long as we're all here together, and Lee is a great maestro, so this is a great opportunity for us all to learn. Because I was embarrassed because I didn't get to read
Verbally.
but I can run a copy of that one. That looks shorter.
This one is shorter, and it also has all the drawings in it.
Okay, I'll run a copy of that.
Okay? You want to do that?
Well, you
was
have
gonna
the
use
page
it.
that describes 3 or 4 concepts that you use in the building process.
All right. I'll try to just present it
Oh, yes.
when we're all ready. When he says everything's
I like how you're there.
Well, it's a concept that that I'm researching and studying, and it seems to help me find my truth. I get caught up into this victimization all my life, and I saw the result of being in an altered state of mind and splitting because I was feeling one way. My thoughts and my truth were in one place, and out there, the world was telling me, this is how we operate, conformers. And because you're in this split situation, you collapse. You get caught into the trap of it.
Tell me when and when you're ready.
Well, whenever you're ready.
Should I just start?
Yeah.
Okay. While she's on the phone?
The guru is ready, everybody.
It's a telephone conference.
You can't speak. Exactly. Instead of vilifying. It's so hard. You bullshitted me. This is the truth.
Okay.
Go back down to earth.
Ecosia.
I was in college in the 60s and was fortunate enough to have teachers who had been students of Buckminster Fuller. And Buckminster Fuller was an inventor, thinker, architect, engineer who realized that we were collectively on this earth in the process of using up certain limited resources, and in the process of using them up, we were creating tons and tons and tons of poison and things that were killing life, all life. And he invented something called the world game that he used to have students play at the University of Illinois in the 50s. And it was a game where they basically categorized or cataloged all the world's resources, so they knew exactly how much there was of everything on the earth left. And they divided it up and gave X amount to each person playing the world game, and they played the game by using the resources to do things. And the game always ended up the same way. They always ran out of all the resources, and then they had nothing to work with, and so the game ended. And he taught these students of his that we were basically all committing a kind of a collective suicide by the way we were living and what we were using, what we were eating, where we got our energy. It was all creating destruction or poison, or there were problems resulting from how we were doing everything. So I, as a young person, was heavily influenced by this and made a strong impression on me. And he also had one other thing that he liked to teach, or it was part of his philosophy. he taught that the human being had the creative intelligence to rise above this whole situation that we'd gotten ourselves into, and that we could, in a couple of generations, if we simply stopped dwelling on the negatives and maximized our potential as a human being, each of us maximized our potential as human beings, we could find solutions and we could work our way out of this whole mess. So at one time he gave us an absolute factual scenario that was meant the end of all life. And then he said, it's not going to happen this way because human beings have a divine quality about them, and they have this incredible ability to imagine and to create anything, and so we're going to work our way out of it. So this was my teacher. This was my real guru. This was the person that's influenced my thinking more than any other human being that's ever spoken or talked on the earth, including Jesus and everyone else. Because what Fuller talked about was something that everyone was doing while Jesus was alive, destroying the earth. They were chopping down trees and building fires and destroying everything. But Jesus didn't talk about it. He talked about something else, and we all know what that was. But Fuller talked about this, and it captured my imagination, and I became dedicated, without really knowing it at the time, I became obsessed with being one of these people who could figure out what to do. If he told us we all had this ability, then I had to, it was up to everybody that heard this and believed it to do something. So I started looking for answers in the 60s, answers to the question, how can I go out in the woods on this land my old man left me and build a house and live there with my family for the rest of my life, and not be a part of the destruction, and have the comforts that I was used to, but not get them through this destructive technology and process. And so I started looking for a way to do this. And it's very important to realize that I actually believed that I was going to find it, because I believed everything Fuller said. So I started looking, and I started looking. Well, I built this big house in
the picture in the book.
In the book, on the cover of the book,
and also inside.
Inside the book.
If we had known we were doing this, we would have brought pictures.
We could have brought lots more pictures. I actually wasn't even realizing that we were going to do this today. But
It was just happening.
yeah, right.
Oh, that's great.
So I built this house in Tennessee. I designed it in the 60s, and I actually got around to building it in the early 70s. And it incorporated everything that I knew about at the time that I thought would, meet these criteria, that would do what I'm talking about. However, I fell way short. This house was not an answer to all those questions. It was just a stepping stone along the way. What I did in this first house was I built the basic structure so that the whole south side of the house, the south sloping roof, which went along this face, and you're looking up through it there, and you're looking back toward the house, but the reflection of the roof is in these windows. So this is above my head, and behind me, all this glass looking out to the sky. I built my house without really knowing that I was doing this. I built a passive solar collector.